to Arc Tutorials. This is Bootstrap 5 full tutorial series for absolute beginners. In today's episode, we will learn about Bootstrap placeholder component. Placeholders are extremely useful, important, especially when you're trying to load data. If it's taking time, you can show placeholder while it's loading. You can add different variations to it like glow, etc. Also, if you want to just show some kind of a placeholder, especially for mocking up or working with your clients, you might want to hold some place while designing. That's where also you can use placeholders. Very useful component, mostly used while wireframing and prototyping, but you should know as part of learning Bootstrap. This is part 35 of the series. I'm planning to cover more than 40 tutorials in this particular series, so please do check out the entire series to learn everything about Bootstrap. If you like my work and tutorials, please do consider buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/arctutorials. This is the index we have covered so far. All the topics about Bootstrap I've covered from ground zero, and I've tried to cover each component with live examples, coding with different variations. And I'm sure you will benefit from it. So please do go through the entire series to learn about it. Today we are in episode number 35. We are learning about Bootstrap placeholders. Alright, so what are placeholders? Placeholders can be used to enhance the experience of the application. They're built only with HTML and CSS, which means you don't need to really have JavaScript. Now, at the end of the day, it's all about improving the experience for the end user. Like I gave you an example, if you're making a request to server and if it's taking a while to load data, it's always good to show a placeholder instead of an empty screen. That's where you will use placeholders. So remember the important classes are class equal to placeholder. That's the primary main class that Bootstrap provides. There are different variations, like you can have a disabled placeholder, you can have placeholder hyphen glow, which will add little glow to it, etc. So those are the two important classes that you should know. And that being said, let's jump into hands-on examples. I'm using the same template that I used in the last example, which was for navs and tabs. So we'll continue building on that. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to design a new class and a card, so that way we can have our data. And here I'm going to say card hyphen title. Let's say placeholder tutorial. And then we will have some more data in the card content. And here we can add some content. But instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a placeholder class. Okay, but before I do this, let me just show you what happens, right? So you should see entire end-to-end experience. Testing placeholder component. Okay, now let's go back to our code and refresh. So it just shows a simple card. I'm going to throw in some margin padding so we know that. All right, and let me throw padding and some margin. Okay, so it's in the center. Now, instead of this testing placeholder, I'm going to add the span that we added, which is class equal to placeholder. Right? It's just a placeholder, right? There is nothing in it. Now, the best way to also see that is when you put it outside of the code, because it doesn't have the white background. Right? So now I'm going to say a placeholder. Now, the best way is, again, let's go to documentation and then go back here and say placeholders. All right, so this is how it reflects the placeholder, and all you need to do is you can add anything on that, but I'm going to use, like, say this is called span placeholder glow. Okay, so let's do that. Something like this, it would show up. Glow means it would highlight something like this with like breathing kind of a thing. So let's go ahead, copy this and put it inside the span for now. Right, and just reload the page, and you can see it shows something like a breathing thing while it is loading. So this is a placeholder that you can use. Now, can we not use it inside the card content? We can absolutely use it. Let's put it like this, and you can use it inside the card holder. So the important thing is this placeholder glow, because of which it would start glowing. Otherwise it would just show you a placeholder like this, right? It won't have much of a meaning. So you can have placeholder glow, then it would occupy the rows here that you provided, column 7, 6, 4. You can just provide 12 also, and it would take the entire row, but that won't look really nice and um, interactive. So instead have a less, so it goes here and looks much like it's loading data. Now same thing, you can do it for title, description, etc. Right? You can change the background color, you can disable it, and you can specify the width, color, all that. Right? So let me show you that. So if you want this of a different color, you can just give bg-warning. So it would show that it's loading something like this. Or if you want a secondary color, I think that should be the right. So something like a basic thing which differentiates between loading. Also, if you want it big, you can say placeholder -lg. That means large, right? Again, that depends upon the div that you're defining in the content, but lg means large. And then if you say medium, like if you see now, these are little large. So those are the variations that are available as part of placeholder. You can use a simple glow, go placeholder -glow, and then followed by the placeholder class. Now you can specify different height, width, content, etc. And if you just want to show, let's say, video, right? I'm going to say placeholder -video. This is a class I'm going to define, and I'm going to style it to make it different look. You can do that absolutely. And you can say here, say padding, or if you want, you can specify height. That's fine for now. Right, something like this. If you want a bigger text, you can control it through CSS also. Again, up to us, but that's the option that is available to us. This is pretty simple, straightforward one, nothing much complicated on it. Remember the two important classes, placeholder -glow and then placeholder. Using this, you can place it anywhere, anything that you want. It can be for video, text, anything where you want to show some kind of a loading kind of an expression. Right? Okay, that's pretty straightforward, I believe, and that's pretty simple also. Do let me know in comment section if you have any particular queries or doubts. I'll be happy to address them. Thank you so much for joining in this episode. In the next episode, we will learn about Bootstrap pagination. If you like my work and tutorials, please do consider buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/arctutorials. Thank you.